In this video, we're going to see how to use Metasploit in an automated way. So instead of scanning ourselves and getting some information and looking for how vulnerable the system is and searching for some exploits that can be used for such vulnerability and so on, Metasploit can do that on behalf of us. So we're just going to specify a machine and he will do all the process for us. He's going to scan, he's going to get some information, he's going to check inside the vulnerability database, and he's going to check inside the exploit database, and if he find any, he will try to exploit that and give us a metapreter session right away. So he's doing everything on behalf of us. So it's a very, very nice automated tools. So let's try that. Our victim will be this machine, Windows XP machine, with the IP of 192.168.95.150. And then we're going to go to GTrack Linux. You can use any of the Linux edition, Backtrack or Kali Linux or GTrack. The tool exists everywhere, except it could be in different location. So we're going to go here and we're going to go to the application menu inside the services, and we're going to choose Fast Track. And you have different options to run this Fast Track tools, except I prefer to use the interactive tools. So interactive tool is just giving you a menu and you just reply back to the question. Usually when you are using the interactive tool, it's better to start with the first two options, which is updating the fast track and updating the autopone. But since they may take some time to do that, I'm going to just use the existing versions that I have right now. But for yourself, it's better to update, so you'll be having all new vulnerabilities and all new exploited. Then we're going to start the autopone automation. So number 2. And in this case, he's going to ask us about what IP would you like to scan. You can put an IP like the first one, or you can put a network like the last option, where you can put 198.168.1.1/24. That means everything inside this network. So it be 1.1 or 1.2 or 3 or 4, so I can scan a full network. Definitely it will take longer time, but in our case we're going to scan just one machine, which is 192.168.95.150, which is the victim machine. Click on OK. Then, and this is actually very important, you're going to ask for what kind of session would you like to have. Would you like to have a bind session or a reverse session? Now, bind session means that your computer will connect to the victim computer, while reverse session means the victim computer will be connected to this computer. And the second option is very important because it will bypass the firewall. Usually firewall validate any traffic coming from any computer to the local computer, but usually it's not that specific when it comes to traffic going from the local computer to outside. So usually traffic going from the machine to outside, it's not inspected well, while the traffic coming from outside to the local machine, this usually is impacted well. So it's much more better to use reverse session to bypass the firewall. Click on enter. And that's it. You're going to do everything on behalf of us. It may take few seconds or a couple of minutes because I don't have that much of vulnerability and exploit because I didn't update it. But it will go and do everything, and I can monitor that while he's doing. So you're going to notice that you're going to start mapping, and here you go. He was able to get all the ports and all the service and the operating system. And he's going to start searching all the exploit that can be used for those specific information. So in my case, he was able to get around it's not clear here how many exploit he found, but yeah, 153. So he, according to the result of scanning and map scanning, he finds that the system can be exploited with one of those, or the one applicable is 153 exploit. So he's trying one by one. Some of them will not be working, some of them will be working. So as you can see, we have now 0 sessions. That means none of them so far. 61 from 153 is not was not able to hack to the victim machine. I just need to be patient, and eventually, you know, he will be able to connect with 1 or 2 or even more session. It's a very nice tool to use in case if your customer has a lot of vulnerable machine, Windows XP or Windows Server 2003, and instead of doing everything manually, you can start with that and see how effective it is. Because if you get access to one machine, as you're going to see later on this course, just compromise one machine, you can compromise all the remaining machines. So if one machine is weak inside your network, this is what exactly you need. You just hack to this machine, and from this weak machine, using some techniques that we're going to see by the end of this course, you'll be able to hack to all other machines. It doesn't seem that he found anything, so we may need to repeat that one more time. Sometimes it shows the session by the end of all the exploitation. So let's see and check and see if and let me validate or verify the victim machine if I use the correct IP or not. Yes. Doesn't look good, so we may need to try it one more time. Just let's give him like 5 seconds more. Yep, he got one. So you just need to be patient a little bit. Okay, so one session was found. Okay, and I don't have to wait. One will be enough. He can find more and connect with more. But if we just break that, we can see that we already have a session on this victim machine. And what kind of session? A meterpreter session, which is the most dangerous one. So if we type session -i, sorry, sessions -i, you're going to see that there is one session now with the victim, and it's a meterpreter session, and we explained the meterpreter session in previous video, but let me switch to the session -i number 1, and you can type help, and you have full access on the machine, so you can do whatever you want. You can open the cam, the mic, download file, upload file, execute command. We explained that in social engineering and the exploitation on previous video, so I don't need to go through it again. My objective of this video to show you that there is some automated tools, especially this fast track, that can do everything on behalf of you. It's a handy one that I can start with instead of starting very deeply at the beginning of a penetration testing project. I can start with one of these tools, especially that it can scan a range of IP, not just one machine by machine. I can give him a network, and he will scan all the machine inside this network, and he will be able to find one machine, not just to find the machine, but also to compromise the machine and give me access to the machine right away. So this is the fast track. You can test it and you can try it and get familiar with it, because it's a very handy tool as well. Thank you.